Hello my loves, this is Mystique and I welcome you to my digital sacred space. If you want to skip directly to your reading, there will be a timestamp for pile selection below and you can choose your pile and go ahead and straight to your reading. But here in the intro, I just want to say a few things and talk about things, and so if you don't want to listen to me and just want to watch your reading, it's okay, you can go ahead. But yeah, so for the rest of you that stayed, today we are doing a really interesting reading that was actually suggested to me by one of my family members called Riddhi, and she'd made a suggestion quite a time ago actually, and she said, you know, how would a tarot reader describe you to your future spouse? And I've seen these readings on the YouTube before and on the internet, but I just, for some reason, I don't know why, I never thought about doing it myself. And doing future spouse readings makes me happy too, but it was like I didn't know where to start because there's just so many things, you know. So, and I thought, wow, that's really a good idea, and something just clicked and I was like, oh my god, I have to do this reading. So Riddhi, if you're watching, thank you so much for the suggestion, this innovative idea. I thought it was quite innovative, honestly. And thank you so much for all your sweet comments and everybody who's been so supportive so far. My channel is really small and I'm so happy that I already have a family that is so supportive and incredibly kind and beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I thank you so much for sharing your energy as always. I never thought that I would ever reach 100 subscribers, but, and you know, I've said this before, but it doesn't matter to me that whether I have subscribers or not, as long as I have people that are kind and people that are interested in your evolution. You don't have to subscribe to my channel. If one of my readings help you, that's enough for me, and that fulfills my purpose for why I made this channel and why I make these readings for you. So I'm really lucky to have you here, and I'm going to begin with the pile selection. I just saw 222 on the timer, so Google 222. For those of you that are staying here for the intro, there might be a message your guardian angels want to send you. So I feel like this is pile 2, this is pile 1, and this is pile 3. Is it? No, this. Okay. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Then I'm going to pick this deck. 2 cards please. Spirit, 2 cards please for each pile. For pile 1 please. Wow. Okay. Two cards for pile 2 please. And I'll be back after setting up the piles, and I'll see you in a bit. Hello and welcome everyone to your pile selection. So this will be pile number 1, called Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, pile number 1, and then pile number 2, Speak Truth in Love, and then pile number 3, You're the Bestest. So I will be inserting a clip right about here. If you want to see the piles up close and what they look like to make your selection, you can do that. This will be pile 1, always look on the bright side. Pile 2, speak truth in love. And pile 3, with you're the bestest. So take your time selecting your piles. Breathe in, breathe out. If you feel called to multiple piles, you can watch multiple piles. There's probably an important message for you. So if your spirit guides guide you to watch multiple piles, it's completely okay. You can do that. I'm going to start with a small prayer, as I always do. So let's begin. I thank every single soul that has clicked on this video. I'm sending them my love, my peace, energy and light. I'm feeling some of you that clicked on this video are having a hard time, probably going through a dark night of the soul or some kind of pervasive sadness. It's going to get better. Things are going to get better. I can see that you're doing the necessary inner work to come into alignment with this divine union. So it will happen for you. I welcome and thank all of the spirit guides, all of the beings, ancestors, your counterparts, higher self, your higher self, and of course my spirit guides for guiding me through the reading. I thank each and every one of you for being here, for sharing your energy with me. I hope you like this reading. I hope it resonates with you. And I hope that your future spouse's words or descriptions stay with you in the moments when you feel sad. It can be heartbreaking. Pain, loss, and grief. My intention for this reading is to provide you some solace, guidance, and clarity, and also to have fun, since we're looking at how a tarot reader would describe you to your future spouse. So if your future spouse is watching any of the tarot readings, we are going to get the tea today. As always, I love you. I cherish your soul, and I welcome you from the bottom of my heart to be a part of my digital sacred space. I welcome your significance and importance and your divine purpose in this life. Thank you so much for being here. And with that, I'm going to begin the readings, and I'll see you soon at your pile. Hello and welcome, my dear loves. If you chose pile number 1 and you chose this pile with always look on the bright side of life, so this will be your reading. And today we are looking at how a tarot reader would describe you to your future spouse, right? So we're trying to wow, the birds are already here, your spirit guides are already here. Anyway, I'm excited to do this reading, and yeah, let's begin. So the way I'm going to do this is by I'm taking a watercolor sheet that is the size of a oracle card, and I'm going to be painting on it intuitively and see what messages come through. And so I have my watercolors ready. I'm using this watercolor palette and this one, which is an older one, and I'm using 4 paintbrushes. So I'm just going to begin by wetting the paper, and we're starting this reading, okay? The tarot reader would describe you as somebody who's cheerful, like a bird chirping. And just like a bird leaves its feather, kind of like a token of happiness, you also leave your feathers. You are so kind. People might underestimate you, thinking that you're so kind, or maybe you have had people take advantage of you in the past. But I see that you're somebody who's brave and kind. Okay, pile number 1, I see that the messages are coming through directly, so I feel like I'm channeling the tarot reader. So when I say you, I'm describing you to your future spouse. So I feel I'm channeling what they would say about you if they were watching. So when I say you, I'm describing you to your future spouse. You are like a burst of energy, almost like a lightning. Your future spouse is coming through to say, she hit me out of nowhere. She hit me, I don't know where she came from. I don't know where he came from. They hit me out of nowhere. You see how the paper is warping? This is a 300 GSM paper and still it's warping. 300 GSM papers do not warp. So I feel like your future spouse thought that they would never bend to anyone, as in maybe they're really headstrong, so they would never bend to anyone. But I see that the moment you come into their life, that's going to change. So I'm going to add more colors after this layer dries, and let's look into your other cards. There was another message coming through. What was it? The tarot reader is going to say to your future spouse that you are going to turn their pain and sadness into joy and light. You are literally bringing so much light and positivity. I feel like this is something you're going to teach. So the tarot reader is going to say this about you, that you will be their strength. You will be kind of like an anchor. I do feel like both of you have gone through a lot, so I feel like the tarot reader would be aware of that and would be mindful of that. But you are somebody who's always optimistic, or you keep yourself optimistic in spite of all the things that you have seen and faced in your life. And this is something that the tarot reader is saying to your future spouse, that they will admire this in you. I'm feeling that your future spouse doesn't believe that you're real. So if they have gone, confirmation, if they have gone to a tarot reader to get some tea on you, they're probably sitting there and thinking, no one's going to be that positive. This person is not real, because you are a perfect fit for them and there is a high level of compatibility between you two. So I feel like they're going to be shocked when they meet you. But when a tarot reader describes you to them, it's a bit unreal. They're like, I don't believe that this is going to happen for me. It's kind of like that, right? So yeah, let's push these hearts over here. Oh my god, it's already been 5 minutes. I didn't realize. Oh my god, it's been 6 minutes. So we have, from quiet and peaceful to rapturous and vibrant, I feast upon the sumptuous banquet of my soul's journey of rainbow wisdom. Oh my god. Pile number 1, this is so accurate for you. This is so accurate for you. This describes you perfectly, and look at the colors in here. Aren't they similar? Yeah. Your future spouse is coming through to say, yeah, you're perfectly describing him or her. And this is almost like you're already in love in the 4D or the 5D. You're already in love. They are already in love with your energy. And I feel like because you bring a lot of positivity to your future spouse's life, they're going to be surprised and shocked by it. But it's also a kind of thing where they never thought that they could look at life from such a positive lens like you do, and I feel like you did that, and they are just in awe of how you can remain so positive and optimistic and beautiful. I feel like that optimism gives you a certain radiance that cannot be explained in words, and I feel like the tarot reader is going to find it a little bit difficult to describe this light, joyful energy, this cheerful kind of energy. It's almost like a Leo energy coming through. I don't know if you're a Leo, you could be, but you don't have to be. It's just that childlike, playful, cheerful, very mature kind of energy. So yeah, and you had this little message, right? Always look on the bright side. So no wonder I pulled this small message for pile 1, because I don't put these little sticker quotes on. I intuitively pick them before I'm about to make the piles, and I feel like you are always looking on the bright side, and no wonder the cards and everything is just falling in conjunction. Oh my god, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Another gorgeous card. Wow, you have the Queen of Cups. Oh my god. Pile number 1, who are you? Who are you? Your tarot reader is going to describe you to your future spouse, saying that this person is so nurturing, and this person meaning you, right? You are so nurturing, so giving. And it's like you have this feminine empress-like energy about you, where you know you deserve everything, and it's like you know when to wait and be patient for things to come to you. You are not in a hurry, you are not demanding, you are not pushy, you're not striving, you're not trying. And I feel like the way that you remain in your feminine energy is something that your tarot reader is going to describe. I'm almost seeing like a flower bloom. I'm being shown a flower blooming, literally like a flower blooming and a fern kind of going like this and folding around like this. And I feel like that's you. Your future spouse is going to look at you as somebody who's shy. Of course, you're cheerful, but it's like, it's your future spouse, so you're going to be a little shy around them. And the tarot reader is going to say to your future spouse, when you meet, they might be a little shy. They are cheerful, do not worry. It's just that pile number 1 is a little bit nervous. So that's why. And the tarot reader is going to, I feel like the tarot reader is so sweet. And they are going to be sweetened by your story. This is like honey. This is like, my favorite sweet thing that I literally eat is sweetened condensed milk. I know it's a little weird, but I don't know why I love it, and I'm being shown that. So I feel like, to each their own. And Yeah, a sweet dish. Your romance is like a sweet dish. I was called to pick up the brush again, so I feel like I'm going to start adding a bit more colors. Orange. I feel like you're also sassy. You're kind, but the tarot reader is describing you as someone sassy. You've got that fire. You've got that fire. You could be an Aries, or you could have some kind of Aries placements in your chart. Yeah, you are vibrant and colorful. I was going to start this watercolor series off with black paint, just black paint, because I'm more comfortable with black, but I was called to sit with my palette, and I feel like it was for your pile. I feel like it was for your pile. The colors are for your pile. You own all of the colors. It's a bit, there is a bit dichotomy to your energy. It's like you have a calmness to you, that Queen of Cups stabilizing energy. You can stabilize somebody who's having a hard time, so you can ground them, you can, let them know in their most painful moments, everything is going to be fine, and you can make them believe it, because when we are going through something, we might not believe it, right? And it's hard to stay optimistic when you're in a lot of pain. But I feel like the tarot reader is going to describe you to them as somebody who always grounds them. You'll always just be their back support. When they're having a hard time, when your future spouse is having a hard time, you're going to protect them. Like, you see how this, I don't know if this is a cat, but you see how they are wrapped around the pentacles. They're like, oh, my pentacle, this is so precious to me. And I feel like the tarot reader is going to say that you think of them as a precious person, almost like an object, but not quite, not in a toxic way at all. Pile number 1, do not be scared. And I feel like, when you love something or someone, you want what is best for them. You want, you keep those things. I don't know why I heard powerfully. But you keep those things properly. If you have a favorite piece of article, clothing that you like, you're going to iron it and make sure that it's properly there in your cupboard so that it doesn't get ruined. And I feel like that's you. So let's pull some more tarot cards for you. For pile number 1, please. Okay. Wow, you have the King of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Wands. Alright. So let's look at these cards one by one. Oh my god, you have the Fool. Look at this. Excuse me. So you have the Fool. I feel like the tarot reader is going to say that you will come out of your shell slowly. So they are going to tell and inform the future spouse, your future spouse, that you come out of your shell slowly. And it's like you take time, you're cheerful, you're extroverted, but I feel like you might be introverted. You just come off as an extrovert because of your fiery, radiant, beautiful energy. But I feel like you're introverted. So I feel like the tarot reader is going to inform your future spouse that, listen, there's nothing wrong. It's just that they are nervous and scared because they probably liked you the first time that they saw you. So that is why there's nothing wrong. I think with the King of Wands being in reversed here, look at this card. Oh my god. I feel like this is your energy. I feel like they are going to be a little probably intimidated, I'm hearing, by your confidence, because you do come off as confident. So the tarot reader will tell them, like, don't get fooled. Don't get, with the Fool being here, don't get fooled by their extroverted, radiant, cheerful energy. You are not mean, pile 1. You are not somebody, you're kind. You're confident because you're comfortable in your skin. You don't bring people down. You're somebody who's a team player. So I feel like that's something the tarot reader is going to say about you. Then you have the Ace of Wands. Oh my god. The tarot reader is going to say to your future spouse that you are somebody who's really kind and nurturing, but it's almost like they will open up that side to you. I feel like the tarot reader is going to tell your future spouse that yes, you, future spouse, you're going to open up pile 1. So I feel like you, pile 1, you're going to open up to them slowly. It's like to get to the soft bits. I'm seeing a molten lava cake where, you know, that, what's it called? Molten chocolate comes out after you cut it, right? But it's not just going to ooze out. If it's properly cooked, it's not just going to ooze out, right? So I feel like it's kind of like that with you. Like they are going to have to earn that softness and that shyness. I feel like you're going to be extremely radiantly in your feminine empress energy. And even though you're so fiery and cheerful and joyful with other people and outside dealing with the world, and you're just going about your way, you're having fun, even though that is something that attracts your future spouse to you like a moth, right? Like a dragonfly. The tarot reader is informing to your future spouse that you will know when you meet pile 1. You will know when you meet pile 1, because pile 1 is like once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. Once in a lifetime. You are so rare and you are so unique. So you have the 10 of Wands. Again, it's in reverse. Look at this. You know, the 10 of Wands talks about burdens and responsibilities, but here I feel like I feel like it's not talking about burdens and responsibilities, because the tarot reader is going to say that you, pile 1, you are going to help them through. I'm also feeling like somebody might try to break your connection apart, but don't worry, this is a divine union. So I feel like you and them are being informed. If they have watched a tarot reading, the tarot reader that they have gone to has probably informed them about it, that there could be people trying to mimic your guys' energy. But it's in vain. It's in vain. Because both of you are really unique and just can't be replaced, right? And I feel like because you helped them through the burdens and everything, your future spouse is going to become more abundant in their life. So the tarot reader will inform your future spouse that pile number 1 is going to bring a lot of abundance in your life, and they are going to help you through it. And this third person, I don't know who this is, but I don't like this energy, so I'm not going to tap in too much into it, because this reading is not about this person. But anyway, they are not going to be capable of stopping this union in any way, because your union is meant to happen. It's fated. I'm seeing fated. It's meant to happen. This is fate. This is destiny. So nobody can stop this. And I feel like the tarot reader and me both are saying this exactly the same way, is that nobody can stop this union from happening. Nobody can stop this union from coming into existence in the 3D. You will find each other. You will find each other always, and you will stay with each other. You will find each other. It's almost like magnets. I'm feeling magnets, because your connection is so strong. So I feel like the tarot reader is also saying to your future spouse, and I'm saying to you, your connection is really strong. Really strong. And I feel like you are manifesting them into your life by being optimistic. And it's not like, I feel like some of you are not trying to consciously manifest a soulmate or something. You know that everything is happening in divine time, so you're not, too obsessed with the idea of a future spouse. But that is what is bringing in. That is what is bringing in. So I feel like the tarot reader is going to inform your future spouse that Pile 1 has manifested you. Pile 1 has manifested you, future spouse. And we have the 8 of Wands reversed. So I feel like you're going to make them feel like they can fly. They can fly. Straight up. Wow. I'm just so amazed by this reading. Your tarot reader is literally... Why did I say your tarot reader? Wait. Yeah, it's probably because the person that they went to for the reading and I am connected right now. So, yeah. Their tarot reader is going to tell them that pile number 1 is going to make you feel like you can fly. And it's almost like, I feel like if they have not met you, if your future spouse hasn't met you just yet, then they are going to feel like you're not real. Like, this person is not real. Pile number 1 is not real. Nobody is that great. Nobody is that positive in pain. Nobody, has it all together all the time. Nobody can be that cheerful, that kind, that confident, that amazing. This is not real. And I feel like when they meet you, it clicks like, oh my god, pile number 1 was real all this time. That tarot reading that I saw was real and it came true. And it's going to feel a bit serendipity, but also surprising. It's going to feel a bit surprising to them that you actually exist. And they are going to surprise that tarot readings actually are accurate and that they are not fake, or energies keep changing. So, things can change, but some things remain the same, If something is great and something is good, why would you not want that in your life, Okay, so one last message for pile 1, spirit guides, future spouse, higher self, tarot reader, higher self, anything. Yeah, one last message for you, pile 1. They're saying that keep doing what you're doing. Keep looking at the bright side of life. Finally, I'm being brought to this leaf, right? And I feel like it's like I'm seeing that you have been through a lot in your life that you don't talk about. I feel like you don't talk about what you have been through, pile 1. And I feel like this is something that allows you and helps you. Whoa, what's happening with my ring finger? Yeah, those things shook you up a lot. Oh my god, my finger never moves like this. Wow, your energy, pile number 1, God. It took a lot to be this gentle, didn't it? I'm being brought to that quote, 23:23 on the clock. I'm being brought to that quote. What was it? You don't know how much gentleness it took. Something like cruelty and gentleness. I'm not sure what it was, but what was it? I'm going to place this on a book so that you can see it. Yeah. Things have fallen apart, seeing that, how these paper things that I arranged on top of this leaf for this reading today, they almost like came off, right? And I feel like you've seen things fall apart. Like, you have gone through tower moments, and Spirit wants to commend you on your bravery to stay positive and stay optimistic. And you are so beautiful, pile 1. Keep looking on the positive and the bright side of life. You are manifesting your future spouse, and I'm being told that they are going to come into your life soon. So just hold on. Just hold on, my loves. And I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you, my dear pile number 1s. I love you so much. And I feel like I'm going to end your reading here. I thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. This was such an honor for me to do this reading for you. I enjoyed it so much. Just look at the warmth in pile 1. Look at this kind of radiant orange yellow. I can see a radiant orange yellow kind of light. And the cards that came out are so warm. I'm seeing this spread in person and it looks a bit different on camera, right? On camera, the colors are coming out more saturated. So the oranges look more orange. The blues are looking more blues, right? And look how similar the color schemes in this two are. So I feel like you bring a lot of colors back into your future spouse's life, and it was such an honor to have you. And I'm going to end this reading here. I love you so much, pile 1. I thank you so much. And if you like this video, let me know if it resonated. If you liked any specific parts in this reading, let me know. If you have any suggestions for further and future spouse readings, leave that in the comments. I'll try to do them in the future. And once again, thanks to Riddhi. This might be a pile, Riddhi, actually. Pile number 1, but I'm not really sure. So if you clicked on pile 1, thank you so much for being part of my family. I love all of you so much, and I'm sending you hugs and kisses. And I thank all of the spirit guides, your spirit guides, my spirit guides, the tarot card reader spirit guides, your future spouse's spirit guides. Thank you so much for being here and helping me do this reading and all of the beautiful and wonderful cards that we used today. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye. Hello and welcome, my dear loves. If you chose pile number 2, this will be your pile, and we are looking at how would a tarot reader describe you to your future spouse, and you chose Speak Truth in Love. So the way I'm going to do this reading is by taking a watercolor sheet and channeling messages. So I'm being called to take this watercolor sheet, which is the size of an oracle card, and this is my bowl of water, and this is my color palette. So I'll be picking colors intuitively, and I'm using watercolors for today. So let's begin by wetting the paper. If I get quiet, it's only because I am channeling messages and I'm channeling what the water wants to say, so don't get scared. I'm still here. So we are beginning. Right off the bat, I'm feeling a really calm energy. So I feel like if you have gone through something really dark recently, I see that there's a calmness coming to you, or that you have taught yourself, or you have achieved a state of stability within yourself. And I see that you're here out of curiosity. I sense a certain gentleness in you. I'm sensing a certain gentleness in you. So I'm just going to start picking the colors intuitively. I'm not going to think too much. The tarot reader is informing your future spouse that you've gone through something dark recently. But I feel like if your future spouse got a tarot reading on you, they are not worried. Like, as soon as a tarot reader informs that your future spouse is going through something, your future spouse is not worried at all. It's like they have an unshakable faith in you. Even before you have met, they trust in your strength. They trust in your stability and in your calmness to handle things. So they are not worried at all. They already believe in you, pile 2. So let's start. And it's almost like if the tarot reader is saying, oh, pile number 2 is having a hard time, and your future spouse is like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. She'll get through it. He is strong enough to face anything in his life. And your future spouse is not worried at all. Wow, this is surprising. They have an unshakable faith in you already. Your future spouse could be intuitive themselves, so they've probably sensed your energy. That's how they know even before the tarot reader describes. I don't know if they watch tarot readings. I don't think they do, honestly. But I feel like they are connected to you. So it's almost like I don't need a tarot reader to know pile 2. I know pile 2. I know what my future spouse is like. And it's like there's almost there's almost this kind of authoritative tone to them where they're like, I don't need a tarot reader to describe pile 2 to me, because I know who they are. I know what they're about. That is so sweet. They are going to hide their passion when you meet. They're going to hide their passion for you because they don't want to scare you. I see that you're somebody who's really calm, so they don't want to frighten you by coming on too strong. Beautiful. Okay. They are asking me to put a lot of colors in, so your tarot reader is I'm sorry. The tarot reader is going to say that pile number 2 is somebody who's going to stick with you through the thick and thin. Through the thick and thin. You will never abandon your future spouse. And I feel like this is something the tarot reader is going to inform them about. And I feel like your future spouse might be a bit surprised because maybe they've gone through a lot of betrayals in their life, a lot of tower moments where people did not have the best intentions for them or did not have their back. And they're just kind of sick of that. They're kind of sick of that, honestly. And they're just learn to focus on themselves and not place too much trust. But I feel like that's going to change the moment you come into their life. And I feel like you coming into their life is going to help them become much more focused towards their dreams. And again, there's a similar message with pile number 1 also got this message, is that you coming into their life is going to bring a lot of good luck. I'm hearing Lakshmi. So Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance in Hindu mythology. And I feel like the fact that you two are together, you're going to manifest a lot of abundance and you're going to get a lot of blessings from the universe regarding the work that you're doing. So whatever your future spouse is involved in, I feel like the tarot reader is going to inform them or tell them that pile number 2, they are going to, meaning you, they are going to help you become more financially stable and more financially abundant. I feel like because you have such a grounding energy, right? You ground them, you center them, and because of that, it helps them propel or move forward in their career. So I'm going to place this palette aside, and this is your painting pile 2. Look at the colors in this. I feel like the tarot reader informs your future spouse that they are going to be supremely fond of you. Supremely fond of you. But your future spouse might not believe it. They might be like, oh, I don't know about that. So, let's start with your cards. So, the very first message you had is speak truth in love. So I feel like this is something that your future spouse is really fond of. Wow, it's already been 8 minutes and we haven't looked at your cards. Pile number 2. Speak truth in love. I feel like you speak truth in love, meaning that even if you want to give constructive criticism, you're not going to be abrasive or aggressive. You're not going to push your opinion. And I feel like this is something your future spouse is going to really like. And the tarot reader who's describing you to them is going to highlight this, the fact that you always speak with love. You will never, try to tear somebody down. I don't even feel like you do that kind of thing, speak aggressively or rudely. I don't think, not that there's something wrong with that, sometimes situation calls for it, but I feel like you being as calm and stable, you provide them a lot of stability. So, oh my god, look at this lavender color. I surrender wholly and completely into profound renewal and multidimensional healing, trusting in the magnificent grace that guides my soul. And we have lavender hearts. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pile number 1. I'm going to place these hearts on top of this grid because I feel like your love is connected. I did not plan this. You saw me shuffle. I did not pick the cards. You did. So we have strength in reverse and we have the star in reverse. Oh my god. We need to get some more cards. Just hold on a moment, pile 2. More cards for pile 2, please. Cards for pile 2. Okay. So we have the Tower. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Alright. We have the King of Swords. And we have the Knight of Swords in reversed. Hope you can see all of the cards. Yeah. I'm feeling that your future spouse, if they went to a tarot reader, the tarot reader is going to sense that you or them have probably gone through a lot in your life. And I mean a lot, like some kind of huge loss, grief. I feel like one or both of you or somebody lost somebody who was precious to them. It could have been a pet or could have been a person recently. And I feel like maybe it's only one of you, but I feel a certain sadness, I feel tears, and your spirit guides want to come through and say it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You do not have to stay strong right now. Allow yourself to cry if you feel like crying. Give yourself the space, but don't start overthinking or don't start feeling like things are against you, because things are not against you, and your spirit guides are saying that they are working behind the scenes to make everything okay again in your life. I feel like with this kind of loss, some kind of light left your life, some kind of light. There was a radiance to you, and it's almost like whatever this loss was took away some of it. And I'm being asked to tell you to recharge yourself. Take some time to cry. If there is a need to, take some time to rest. Don't be productive if you don't force yourself, pile 2. Don't force yourself. Oh my god. So this was an important message that came through. I feel like you're going to get abundance anyway, even if you don't work hard. So don't worry, because your spirit guides are making it happen. They're saying that we are making it happen. Don't worry. So that was a small message, not related to your future spouse. Your spirit guides wanted to come through and just give you love. They wanted to give you love. Wow. I'm so sorry, pile number 2, if something like that happened to you. I'm wishing you all of the best. I'm wishing you and giving you my love, my healing, my strength. I hope you can find the strength in you to surrender and for acceptance, because acceptance is going to set you free, even though you might not like it. So that is why you have such a calming and stable energy, because both of you or you have gone through so much that it's almost like nothing shakes you anymore. Nothing surprises you. anymore. And it's like, I have already seen the worst. And I feel like this is something you have in common with your future spouse. I feel like they too have gone through some really rough things in their life, Paltu. And I feel like this is something you're going to admire in each other, where you respect each other for not giving up on yourself. There's almost like I'm seeing two trees growing under the same ground, right? So probably the roots are meeting or the roots are joined, but it's like those two trees are growing parallel, right? So I feel like your tarot reader is going to I keep saying that. I kept saying that at pile 1 too. I don't know what's going on with that, but your future spouse's tarot reader is going to tell them that you are somebody who's really stable and you're really anchored in your own being. You're really connected to your roots, and they too are like that. So it's almost like you don't force each other to become like each other. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to force each other's opinions on each other. It's like there's a lot of respect and admiration coming through. So I feel like if they give you an opinion on something, you'll be like, yeah, I disagree, but it's okay, I understand. It's not a point of conflict, because I feel like you have just gone through so much in your lives individually that you don't want any drama anymore. You just want a quiet, calm, stabilizing kind of relationship. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that. It's not necessary for you to have chemistry, but it is absolutely necessary for you to have connection. So I feel like the tarot reader is going to explain this to your future spouse, that pile 2 doesn't care if you can flirt with them or if you can, if you're good in bed or whatever. Pile 2 cares about your soul. Pile 2 cares if you can show up for their family, if you are father material, not boyfriend material, not fuckboy material, not temporary games and all this. So the tarot reader is going to tell your future spouse that pile 2 is not somebody who is a temporary side piece. Pile 2 will never be content with that. They will never settle for a relationship or a situationship like that. Either you're completely there and you give them that commitment, either you're there or you're out. And if you're out, they're not going to look at you. Pile 2 is not interested in little boys, They want a man by their side. Or they want a woman by their side. They want somebody who's mature, who deals with problems in a mature way. Yeah, look at this. Look at this card. Look how dangerous it looks. It's dangerous to look at, isn't it? But I feel like both of you individually, before you meet each other, you're going to find out your own fire. You're going to find out your own strength. And it's like just before you meet, you'll be at your best. You'll be at your strongest mentally. So it's like no matter what life throws at you now, it doesn't matter, because you know how to pick yourself back up from the pieces. You literally pick yourself back up. You build your own castle again. You're not afraid to do that. And I feel like the tarot reader is going to expound on how strong you guys are. Pile 2, you guys are really strong. And I feel like the tarot reader is going to know that your future spouse is also a really strong person. But that strength has come at a price. That strength has come after a lot of difficult moments, a lot of painful, heartbreaking moments. I'm seeing poverty. So some of you might have been poor and you know what it feels like to not have basic necessities. I feel like some of you who are watching this, or your future spouse, they have gone through a lot. There was a time when they didn't have food. There was a time when they didn't have clothes. There was a time when and if you have gone through that and you've built a life for yourself, oh my God, I have so much respect for you, pile 2. How did you do it, pile 2? You are so amazing and strong. Please believe in your strength, my dear pile 2. Please believe in your strength. I'm not joking. I will never lie to my viewers, ever. ever. I cannot, it's ethically wrong to lie about, about things in readings. I will never lie to you. There's a lot of abundance and victory. I feel like because because your future spouse will finally have that stability they were always looking for. Kind of like, I have a person who loves me, I have a person who cares for me, I have a person who won't betray me, and that's pile 2. And because they know that they have pile 2, your tarot reader is going to rely on your strength, and I feel like you're going to nurture them and protect them spiritually, and they will nurture you and protect you physically. They will allow you to shine. It's like you will completely put your guard down. And I feel like this is something the tarot reader is telling them, that it's going to be a really happy, healthy relationship. But it's not like you guys are engaging in drama or screaming or doing a lot of activities together. It's more about being connected to each other. So both of you are really content with not doing anything, just sitting and chilling. But I'm also seeing that because that's a level of comfort. Yeah, it's a comfortable relationship. Oh my god, it is safe, comfortable. I'm almost getting a Cancer kind of energy and water energy from this pile. So you could be a Cancer, your future spouse might be a Cancer. And I do feel like together you're going to connect more with the universe and bring and manifest and download a lot of insights to become more successful and to become more connected to each other. And it's like every year that passes you spend together, you become more and more connected. So it's not like you have a sexual chemistry or something. It's not just about that. Both of you are interested in something deeper. And I feel like that tarot reader is going to emphasize on this, that you do not settle for some, temporary situationship things. I feel like you've seen your fair share of heartbreak and you don't want to put yourself through that again. And you want somebody who truly loves you. You want somebody who truly admires you, respects you, and you've decided that you're not going to settle for less. And I see the tarot reader informing your future spouse about this. And the tarot reader is telling the future spouse, listen, be careful. Confirmation. I feel like this is your future spouse. I know, right? Pile 2 is so strong. I know. And what was I saying? Oh my god, I completely forgot what I was saying. Yeah, you see how these cards are almost like antithetical to each other. Forget about the name, okay? Forget about the name. Just look at the artwork on this, right? You see the sword passing through this bird, right? The first time I saw it almost as if the sword was passing through the bird. But here, the bird is sitting on top of the sword, right? And both of the swords, even though one of this card is in reverse and one is upright, we see that the sword direction is pointing downwards, right? So I feel like the tarot reader is going to emphasize on the fact that you together you are a force to be reckoned with. Together you are a force to be reckoned with. It's like, you see how the swords are going. Oh my god, this is not a coincidence. This is how your spirit guides wanted it to be. And it's even the same, literally like the same angle. Even the angle is the same. Like, if the sword was like this, then it would have meant that the swords are meeting, right, in a cross. But no, they are both going in their direction, right? And they are parallel to each other. So I feel like you guys are parallelly growing together as individuals. You are growing together as individuals. And I feel like the tarot reader is going to say to your future spouse, individuality is something that really matters to pile 2. They don't want to lose themselves in someone that is not going to appreciate them, not loyal to them, who's not respectful and honest. They want somebody who's honest, respectful, and has their own goals and achievements. So they are going to tell your future spouse that pile 2 is attracted to somebody who's focused on their own dreams. You don't have to be the same way at all. You could have differences, but they have their own life apart from you. You know what I mean? Like, they have their own things that they are passionate about. It's not just that this relationship is the only thing in both of your lives. Both of you are growing together as individuals. So it's like individually you're growing, and the wisdom, you bring that wisdom that you learn individually to the relationship. That wisdom contributes to this relationship, meaning that whatever you learned on your individual journey is something that is going to be part of your life together. And I see the tarot reader telling your future spouse that, and I feel like your future spouse is going to be really happy when they hear that, or they were happy when they heard that, because they are like that. Because I feel like you two kind of mirror each other, but it's not like this. It's kind of like, yes, I'm doing what I love, and you're doing what you love, and I love and respect and admire you, but there is so much connection and so much love. Please do not mistake this, right? Just because I'm saying that you guys are going, parallel to each other, you guys have differences. You guys have so much love. You guys have so much love for each other. I hope you can see that reflected in this spread and in this reading. Look at that. I feel like you're going to bring the colors back. There was a similar message to pile 1 as well. Pile 1 also brought a lot of colors to their future spouse's life, and I feel like you also bring a lot of color back to your future spouse's life. But it's not like, you're cheerful or joyful. I feel like you are, but you might not outwardly fully express it, and so the way you bring color to your future spouse's life is that you provide them with the stability and calmness in their fast-paced life, and they provide you and they ground you, they center you when you're worried or getting anxious or having a panic attack, or when you're really worried about something and you're just in a negative downward spiral. I feel like they will come in and be your anchor. So I see the tarot reader informing your future spouse that both of you are going to be like anchors to each other. You're going to be anchors to each other. It's like I'm going to hold you down so that you can rise up. I'm going to hold you down so you can rise up. Because both of you understand how important home is, how important a foundation is, how important roots of a tree are. If the roots of the tree are weak, then there's no point, right? The tree is not going to grow. And I can see that because you guys have been through a lot, and you never had that stability. I feel like you become each other's stability. You know exactly what the other person wants. It's almost like you can read each other's minds. And I see the tarot reader telling your future spouse too that, listen, you guys almost have a psychic connection where one of you or both of you don't even have to talk loudly. You just know. You just know what's going on. I'm being brought to these hearts for some reason. I made these hearts quite a long time ago actually, and I put them in a gift box. For some reason I was called to take them out. So I feel like it's such a cute love. It's such a cute love. The two of you have such a cute love, and it's a love that I don't know if other people are going to understand or see, but it doesn't matter to you because you guys are going to be there for each other. You guys are each other's calm and love, so it doesn't matter what people think. Going back to the message that you selected, speak truth in love. Going back to that. So this is why you speak truth in love. Because wait, I see it now. Yeah, the tarot reader is telling your future spouse that pile 2 is somebody who will never criticize you. They will always speak with love. I feel like I said this before, right? But I feel like this is something, if this tarot reading happens and your future spouse has watched a tarot reading, they are going to think about this after the reading is over. So after they've gotten the reading, they'll come home and think about how you're so gentle and you're so stable, and they are going to like your energy. They are going to fall in love with your energy as soon as the tarot reader describes you, pile 2. So I feel like your future spouse might not believe that you're real or that somebody like you could come into their life. But I see that after the reading, they believe that, oh no, pile 2 is real. Yeah, she's there. He exists. He's a part of this universe. He's a part of the planet. And I see that they are going to start believing in true love. If they have not watched a tarot reading, for those of you, your future spouse that have never watched a tarot reading, they are going to meet you and come to those realizations. Same realizations. This is something that your future spouse is going to highly appreciate you for, is the fact that you speak so gently and so kindly, and you never argue with them. You know, like you're not about that drama. You're not about screaming and yelling and fights and all that. You are not about that. You are a very stable, calm person, and I feel like pile 2's strength, you're going to become their strength. Wow, thank you so much for being here. I think I'm going to end this reading. I'm absolutely in awe of both of your energies. Honestly, I'm absolutely in awe of both of your energies, and also the tarot reader. I feel like for some of you, truly your future spouse has gone to a tarot reader, because I did sense that they were a bit psychic too, a little bit like me. So maybe they didn't know about tarot, maybe they were just psychic, maybe they're just getting into it. So yeah, for some of you, for a small number of you, your future spouses have gone to a tarot reader. I do see that. And you already know how they've described you. So yeah, I'm in awe of your strength. I want to say that I honor you, I cherish you, and I love you so much, pile 2. I want to pat you on the back, honestly. Like, I want to pat you on the back like this, and I want to give you a big hug and sending so much love and strength your way and your future spouse's way. Oh my God, I am praying for this union to come into existence, and I give all of my blessings, I give all of my gratitude and love towards both of you and towards the bond that connects you both. Thank you so much for being here. It was such an honor. It was such a pleasure. I love you so much. I thank all of your spirit guides, my spirit guides, your higher self, your future spouse's spirit guides, and the tarot reader spirit guides and higher selves coming through, and the card decks that we used today. Thank you so much. It was amazing. I had an amazing time. I love you so much, pile 2. Keep shining, keep staying strong, and always believe in your strength, my love. Always. Hopefully I will see you in my next reading. If you like this video, consider liking, subscribing. Let me know if this reading resonated with you and what you think about it, whether you liked it or not, and any suggestions for future readings. I'll be happy to do them. I love you so much. Bye. Hello and welcome, my dear loves. If you chose this pile of cards, you chose pile number 3 with "You're the bestest." Already such a cute message. But yeah, going to put this down, and the way we are going to do this reading is I'm going to intuitively paint. And so this is a watercolor sheet that I cut out for you. It's roughly the size of an oracle card, and this is the water. I'm doing a watercolor painting, right? So I'll be using watercolor paints, and here's my palette, and this is another one. So I'm going to intuitively pick the colors and download messages first, and then we will be doing an in-depth reading. I mean, we'll look at what your cards have to say. Yeah. So if I get quiet, it's only because I'm tapping into the energy of the water and your spirit guide. So don't worry, I'm tapping into the energy of the colors. So if I get quiet, it's only because of that, alright? I'm sensing you bring a lot of fun and adventure. The tarot reader is saying that you bring a lot of fun and adventure to your future spouse's life. A lot of fun and adventure. Some of you could be air placements, having air placements. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, don't have to be, but I see the tarot reader explaining your energy in that way. So I'm going to start intuitively picking colors and directly getting into your reading. I see the tarot reader explaining your energy as deep as the ocean. As deep as the ocean, but somehow cheerful. There's a lot of mystery and depth to you, 𝒫𝒃. There's a lot of mystery and depth. But at the same time, you're cheerful. How is that possible? And I see that the tarot reader is going to find it just a little bit difficult to explain this kind of energy, because I feel like you embody both of the characteristics, and they're a little bit, they seem a little bit opposite almost. I see that the tarot reader is explaining that your depth is something that your future spouse is going to feel pulled by. And your future spouse, I think, is not going to believe it. They're like, no, that's not possible. But when they meet you, everything changes, right? I'm seeing that you become like a, what's the word for it? Kind of like how, you have somebody in the corner of your heart, and even the thought of them makes your heart squeeze. And I see that the tarot reader is telling your future spouse that when you fall in love with them, even if somebody mentions 𝒫𝒃 name to you, you're going to feel your heart. You're going to feel your heart squeeze or skip a beat for a second. And your future spouse is probably being like, oh, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. That never happens to me. Except it's going to happen when you meet 𝒫𝒃, because 𝒫𝒃 is magic. 𝒫𝒃, you are like the rose petal to their thorns. They don't believe anything when the tarot reader describes your energy. They're like, no, a person like that could never exist. And it's almost like, even though they can psychically pick up your energy a little bit, I'm sensing that they're not going to fully trust it, maybe. And I see the tarot reader telling your future spouse that you guys might not like each other at first. Maybe it's like that enemies to lovers kind of thing, where both of you are really headstrong, but later you find out that you're the same. So I feel like there is a kind of, if it's not that, I sense that there is a kind of unexpected element. The tarot reader is telling your future spouse that your future spouse will not see you coming. They won't see this connection coming. And I feel like when you fall in love, or when you actually get into a relationship, the reader is telling them that your future spouse is going to look back at the relationship and think, oh my god, how did this even happen? There's an element of feeling like this is unbelievable. I don't know how we two are together, because on the surface when you look at each other there's a lot of difference, right? But you guys blend together so well. You guys blend together so well. And I see that both of you retain your originality. Both of you retain your individuality. But just enough, but it's not, it doesn't help you disconnect. Meaning that your individuality is not ego, right? So you don't have ego, but you have connection. But you also know when to have boundaries, both of you. And I feel like this is something that is really admirable. And I see the tarot reader telling your future spouse that your future spouse is going to admire the fact that you don't put yourself second to anyone. Confirmation. So I'm being told to let the first layer dry. So I'm just going to put this aside. And we are going to begin looking at your, oh my god, look how the sunlight is coming in. You notice that? And this is what your painting looks like wet. We're going to wait for it to dry. I'm just going to put this aside so you can see. And let's get into your tarot readings. Yeah, the tarot reader is telling your future spouse that they are going to be really passionate for you. They are going to be really passionate for you, pile 3. They cannot wait to understand you fully and know every part of you. And I feel like sexually is something that they're curious about. But it's not like, you know, they are going to make you uncomfortable or anything. They're going to respect you, but they just want to know every part of you. They want to know what happened in your childhood. They want to know how you spent your years. They want to know what you did for work. They want to know everything, you know, inside out. And there's this element of like, they want to undress you sexually and otherwise. So it's almost like doors opening. I see like a shirt falling off of a shoulder. So there's almost a slow burn to it, a slow burn feeling. So it's a really calming relationship that happens organically and slowly. I see the tarot reader explaining this to your future spouse, that this is something that neither of you are going to force. The connection is just there, and your future spouse is going to make the move. And I see the tarot reader telling your future spouse that pile 3 is real. Pile 3 is real. They are real. They exist in the world. And you know what? Intuitively, I picked this small quote message, right? You're the bestest. I don't pick this myself. I pick these intuitively when I'm setting up the piles. So when I picked this up, I thought, oh, your future spouse thinks that you are the best. But I feel like for you guys, I see the tarot reader telling your future spouse that even though you know that you're the bestest, it's like you can hold somebody else and think of the other person as the best, you know. So you're both the bestest. You're not the only one. It's like you love and admire them so much that you think that they are the best, and they love and admire you so much that they think you are the best. Wow, look at this card. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, by the way. So let's read together, shall we? With patience and hope, silver shield blesses the soul with the wisdom of winter, stillness and rest for the sacred inner organization and success. Oh my god, I love this. And again with the lavender. I did not plan this, you guys. I don't know why I did like a purple theme today, but I did. And I selected these purple and black hearts for today. You can't see because the sunlight is really strong. Just give me a moment. And let's see this card. First, you have the 7 of Cups in reversed. And you have the Moon. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this. I can't wait to know what the tarot reader is saying about you, pile 3. Wait. I'm just going to close the window because you can't see because of the sun. You guys, I closed the window, but the sunlight is still coming through. I'm so sorry for that, pile 3. I really cannot control the sunlight. If I put on curtains, then you won't be able to see the cards at all. So I feel like I'm just going to leave it like that. I hope you can bear with it. Just bear with the sunlight, pile 3. Yeah, so getting into your cards again, please tap me into pile 3. Again, I did sense a little bit of like, for some of you, just for the some of you, there's going to be an almost like enemies to lovers kind of energy. So I feel like maybe you'll disagree on something, or maybe something is going to fall apart before it falls back into place, right? So I feel like you're going to disagree on something, or maybe it's a minor fight or something. Don't get worried, pile 3. It's nothing like catastrophic or huge, you know. It's nothing like that, but it's like they your first impressions are kind of the opposite of how you are when you're in a relationship. I'm seeing that. So it's like first when you meet, it's almost like you might fight or have a little bit of a verbal, you know, altercation or disagreement regarding something. And then you find out that, oh my god, pile 3, I think both of you find out this about each other, that both of you are actually really nourishing, giving, kind souls that just want to love people, just want to pour into each other. And I do sense that you are feminine and intuitive, but you also have a lot of boundaries. I'm seeing that you are somebody who's really strong. So, you know, you don't just bow down to anybody if you're disagreeing. You won't like start fights. You don't create drama. But it's like drama might pull you sometimes. Drama might pull you in sometimes. Just because you're so headstrong and opinionated. But that's not a bad thing, pile 3. And I feel like you might have a little bit of kind of a, you know, spicy first impression or meeting where you might not fully agree with what your future spouse is saying. And I'm seeing the tarot reader having fun with this. Actually, I'm seeing the tarot reader being like, yeah, once you meet, you're not going to be very fond of them, but afterwards you're going to just fall in love. Okay, I'm going to take this card because this wanted to come out. So, and for the rest, I'm shuffling. Pile 3, please. Okay. Pile 3, just one more card for pile 3, please. Oh, there's a lot of cards for you. Wow, I see the tarot reader saying a lot of things. Oh my god, wow. This is one of my favorite cards ever. Look at this. Page of Wands, so cute. And you have Justice. Oh my god. This has never come out. I remember this deck and using this deck. This has never come out in my readings. You have the Two of Wands. You have the Two of Pentacles. Wow. And you have the Six of Pentacles. Can you see the cards? Yeah, you can now. Yeah, again with the Six of Pentacles being reversed, you see how it almost looks like they are a family, right? And I see that they might not look at you as family material when you meet, but once you get to know each other, you realize, oh, we're the same. Oh my god, wait, the colors that I picked are so similar to this moon card coming out. Look at that. And this painting is also almost dry. It's a little bit wet. There's a wet spot here in the middle, but it's mostly dry. So you know, when I'm seeing this in real life, I can see the purples and the blues and the indigo behind, and I can see the purple blues here. And I did use indigo as well, just a lighter shade of it. I didn't go too dark with the indigo, but I feel like this is talking about something. So let me just tune into it. The tarot reader is saying that you're going to meet like waves on a shore. You know how one wave crashes onto the shore and then another wave crashes onto the shore? Except for pile 3, you are one of a kind wave that's only going to come into their life once, right? So even though you have a certain disagreement or anything, I don't know exactly what it is, but I see the tarot reader saying that they are going to chase you, meaning that your future spouse is going to chase pile 3. Future spouse is going to go after pile 3, realizing and understanding that there's nobody like pile 3. They understand and see that pile 3 won't bend, that pile 3 won't give up, and that pile 3 is a strong person, and that's the kind of person that future spouse wants. So pile 3 is going to get chased. I feel like you, pile 3, don't put up with any immature bullshit. I don't say bad words, pile 3, but I do see that you don't put up with immature bullshit. So if somebody is coming at you and they're saying, oh, I just want a temporary relationship, pile 3, I just want to sleep with you, pile 3, that's not your future spouse. Because I feel like your future spouse is going to want to give you the world, right? And I feel like if for a handful of you, for some of you, if this starts as a enemies to lovers or friends with benefits kind of relationship, I feel like at some point pile 3 is going to put in boundaries, right? So future spouse is like, they almost like are taken aback by that. And then the future spouse realizes, okay, no, I should not be treating pile 3. Pile 3 is once in a lifetime kind of person, and I can't treat them like they're temporary. And with that, a certain wisdom arises in them where they understand you and they see you and they start treating you seriously. They start taking you seriously once they get a glimpse of what's under your mask, you know? Pile 3, I feel like you keep there's a lot of depth to you. So, you know, all of it is not something that is seen the very first time that somebody meets you. I feel like you hide parts of yourself, and that's completely okay. Not judging you for it. I'm all here for it. You do whatever you want, pile 3. But I do feel like it makes you look mysterious, right? So I feel like a future spouse is going to want to kind of, you know, break you apart, but in a good way. Like, they want to break you apart and see what's underneath. Are you soft like you look, or are you tough? And I feel like you have a soft appearance, but you're tough. You're really strong inside. You're really tough. So, you know, and that is something that becomes obvious during your first altercation or whatever this leads to, this enemies kind of situation. I do see that the tarot reader is telling your future spouse that you like it. You like pile 3. I see the tarot reader being like, you like them. You like pile 3. And it's almost like you go from enemies to lovers, from lovers to family. And I feel like you're going to build a family of your own. So I see that the tarot reader is going to tell your future spouse that you're not going to think that pile 3 is the one at first. And that's why you have you're the best. Oh my God, that makes perfect sense. So you're not going to think and you're not going to expect that pile 3 is the one for you, but pile 3 is the one for you. And I feel like it's something that's going to hit them out of like a deep sleep, or just waking up one day and suddenly being like, oh my God, I'm letting pile 3 slip away. I cannot let pile 3 slip away. And they're going to come after you after that. They are going to just come after you. With the 2 of Pentacles being here, I feel like the tarot reader is telling your future spouse that, future spouse, you might not see a life with pile 3 at first. You might not. But once you understand and realize that pile 3 is so deep, he or she or they brings a lot of wisdom to the relationship. They bring a lot of maturity. They bring boundaries. They bring themselves. They bring a lot of love, nurture. They bring a lot of care and respect. pile 3, pile 3 is also going to bring back a very important thing in your life, future spouse, which is balance. So pile 3, I feel like you're going to help your future spouse balance out something, maybe their work life and home life, because you're ready to be at home and raise your kids. That's such an admirable decision, by the way, because being a homemaker, not easy, pile 3. So I feel like they admire you and respect you even more. Your future spouse, I see the tarot reader telling your future spouse that they are going to admire you pile 3, right? Your future spouse is going to admire pile 3 and respect pile 3 even more when they see that pile 3 wants to support future spouse in their success. And pile 3 understands that if a person is focused on like 100 things, that's not possible. So you are taking care of the family and you're not afraid of that. You love your family. You are all about, I don't know if you're all about staying at home. Some of you are, some of you are not. So this might resonate or won't resonate with some of you. But I do see that you understand what is important. And if they are ready to provide for you, you won't have a problem being at home, being with your children, because you don't see as something that's like low. I feel like you see mothers as people that are really admirable and really strong. So it's not a problem for you. And I feel like the tarot reader is explaining to the future spouse how they are going to be proud of you for making that decision, for being with your children. And I feel like your future spouse is going to be happy to hear the tarot reader say that, because your future spouse is thinking, oh, this is what I wanted. I wanted an equal. I wanted support. I wanted groundedness. I wanted like a center, a pillar of strength, where both of us are the best individually, but together we are the bestest. Oh, so I see. It's like you are the best individually, but the way you get together, you become even better versions of yourself. And you didn't think it was possible to love this deep, but you do. And I see the tarot reader almost like warning your future spouse, you're going to fall in love with pile 3. You're going to fall in love like crazy, to the point that it's not going to make sense, to the point that it's almost obsession, but in the best way possible, right? It's a really, really cute relationship and there's nothing toxic, but it's really like you guys are grounding each other. You bring a lot of patience. You bring a lot of it's called 𝒕hra in Hindi. You bring a lot of like settlement, a kind of energy of settlement. You pile 3, your energy is so much like a future spouse yourself that you make somebody want to settle down and have a family life with you. And I feel like it's going to be the same with your future spouse. You see how this top section is lit, and we had 2 cards here, and I feel like this is both of you. This is spirit guides light shining on the both of you. So channeling. So this is your final painting. I feel like I can feel it's a bit wet when I touch it, but this is what it looks like. Let me focus. Yeah, this is what it looks like. You see how the blue is still there. It's not disappeared. It has not like blended in. You see? Isn't it beautiful? I find watercolors to be so beautiful. I don't know if you enjoy them. Let me know in the comments. And like this video if you liked it. Wait, there was one last message. So before I leave, what was the message? Aww, your future spouse wants to say that you're the bestest. You're the bestest. My eyes keep going there. Let me hold it in my hands so you can see. Look at that. Yeah, they just want to say that you're the best. They're like raving over you. Like a puppy dog kind of energy. Yeah, your future spouse has that like puppy dog kind of energy. But like a German Shepherd kind of dog, but that's really cute. It's really cute. cute only for you. Like with the world, they are tough and they are strong and they are in control. Again, confirmation if you can hear those birds behind me. But with you, they're so cute. I feel like you're going to see, like, you're going to have a lot of cuddles and you're just going to be the best together. I feel like your future spouse is really going to enjoy growing old with you and growing up with you. They love you so much. Honestly, pile 3, I'm a little bit jealous. They love you so much. So much. I love this. I love this for you, pile 3. This was so amazing and I thank you so much for being here. Wait, I feel like they want to say something more. What is it? I need to end this reading. They're saying that, yeah, you're really private and you don't, let everybody get into your business, and that is something your future spouse likes, that you're not going around running your mouth about everything that happens in your relationship, like, oh, I had my first kiss, oh, we did this yesterday. Like, you keep the relationship very to yourself. It almost like the relationship belongs only to the both of you and nobody else. I mean, it does obviously, but some people like to put it on social media and then it becomes everybody's business and all of these things. But not that that's bad, I'm not criticizing, but it's just like I feel like you don't live like that, pile 3, and I feel like that's something your future spouse is really going to like. Okay, now I really need to stop this reading. Okay, so pile 3, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, because I really did enjoy this reading. It was such an honor, such a pleasure to have you here. I cherish you so much, and I want to take this moment to thank your spirit guides, my spirit guides, your future spouse's spirit guides, for coming through. Thank you so much. Again, this is what your watercolor painting looks like. If you just wanted to have one last look, this is what it looks like. And yeah, this was so much fun. This is the first time I tried like a watercolor tarot reading. I might make this a series. Let me know if you like them and enjoy them as much as I do. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in my reading. Like this video if you liked it, comment, subscribe, let me know any suggestions you have, let me know if you resonated with the reading, if you enjoyed it. I thank you so much. I thank everyone that clicked on pile 3. I'm just feeling so happy all of a sudden. I feel like your energy is so immaculate. Your energy is so amazing. And as always, I thank you for being you, and I love you and I cherish you. Please do not forget that. Please do not forget that even if you're not subscribed to my channel and you stumble upon this reading just once, please do not forget that I love you. And I'm already connected with you because you clicked on this reading, right? So I can feel your energy and I'm sending you love and light. Bye.